Okay, here we are. It is Tuesday, right before Thanksgiving. So I feel like we need some calm, healing kind of vibrations, and who better to do that than the healing vibrations themselves? I hope you're all getting geared up for the holiday season. Vernus is back in the United States just in time to celebrate Thanksgiving, or some people are calling it Friendsgiving these days. I don't know. Maybe that's just when you have friends over. I'm not sure. Anybody in the chat room knows? Hoi, Ganel, Jay Patterson. So glad you're here. We're going to have the first in a segment we call, I don't know what we call it. Something about, short docs. We're going to have a short documentary film about Jay Patterson's journey to New York City. She went there to do comedy. She had a mission, and I think that's cool. Of course, you're fuzzy on YouTube, but not Twitch. It's so weird. I know. I'll try and get sharper. Howard, welcome back, Vernus. 2021 and beyond. Howard Aronin. John Peckinpah, great to see you. I wonder how things are going where you are. My daughter calls it Feast Day. Yeah, some people call it Turkey Day. Then some people are vegetarians. So what do they call it? Tofu Day? I don't know. I think that Denis, who was on last Friday, might know whether tofu is actually a good for you. I don't know. I think the jury's still kind of out on that. Did Friendsgiving on Saturday. Jay did that in New York City. Ooh, a doc. Yeah, you're famous. Okay, so let's take our deep breaths, because we need to do that. In through the nose, out through the toes. Tofurkey Day. Yeah, hold it. Let it go. At the top of the show, I played Harlan Gleason's movie about coffee, which I think is quite good. And I don't know what y'all think, but he made that super fast, just sort of off the top of his head. He said, let me shoot some myself making coffee and then make a movie out of it. And, I didn't get a chance to have my coffee this morning, so it helped. It really helped just to get the kind of ASMR effects of coffee. Tina Adams. Edmonds is in the house. Tina, are you still living in Edmonds? Maybe you can tell us that. That'd be cool. Gniel calls it Slaughter Day. Do they still pardon the turkey? I'm sure Biden will pardon a turkey because he's very traditional, right? I don't know if Trump did it. I think he probably did, and probably then killed it. All bets are off on Thanksgiving. I think maybe just try not to eat so much. Where you need to unbutton your pants. It's like, I don't know. I got some Turkey Day paranoia. I try not to eat at all. But this Turkey Day, we're gonna be having it with my mother-in-law, Liz, and Kamala. It's going to be good. Tina still lives in Edmonds. That's fantastic. This guy behind us, the Healing Vibrations, both these guys, they're from Linwood, Washington, if you can believe it, to be so spiritual and from Linwood, Washington. In through the nose, out through the toes. Got a question for Denis. Let it go. Denis, I was wondering what the thousands of vegetables are. At the grocery store, they just have asparagus, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, and salads. Yeah, that was one thing that Denise said on the show, is that you just have to find your vegetable jam. And I don't mean making jam out of vegetables, because that sounds kind of gross, really. And I don't know whether Denise said that. I don't want to quote him on that, because he didn't say make vegetables out of jam. But, I had some fig jam the other day. Don't think it's a vegetable, though. Anyway, Healing Vibrations, you can go to their YouTube channel anytime you want and get some healing vibrations. It's right in the name. Jay will be in the backseat of a car going to Nashville eating turkey sandwich. Backseat giving. Let's see how many names we can come up with for Thanksgiving. All right, let's move on. This is, I don't know, does this help This certainly helps me in these bowls. They got like a psychedelic feel today. I don't know what's up with that. You know, Denis had mentioned last Friday about mushrooms and eating mushrooms and how it's very, very healthy for you. Perhaps Healing Vibrations has been doing a lot of mushrooms. I don't know. I'm not saying. Ethnic grocery stores like Asian and Middle Eastern have all kinds of new veggies to explore. There you have it. Okay, that's very helpful. Now we're going to move to a song. This is a healing day. This is a day for calmness because we have the holidays coming up, and I know that can be super stressful. We're going to learn about what vegetables are out there. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to do a little Trash Panda Comedy Club. We're going to talk about some ridiculous things. Then we're going to move into this whole horrible job segment. And Jay Patterson, this is like the Jay Patterson show because she's going to tell us about a horrible job. And then we're going to move right into this short doc about her journey to New York. And then we're going to talk about sea lions in the animal therapy section. Kamala says, wow, thanks. Thanks, Denis. We are very close to a huge Korean market. That's true. We're near Koreatown. Let's take one more breath. In through the nose, out through the toes. Got a great dance break for you today. It's just going to make you feel good. Let it go. But for now, we have music from Sam Garrett. Here he is. This is called Hummingbird. And since we're the cult of the hummingbird, I thought this was appropriate. You might want to listen to this while eating some, let's see, can I think of a weird vegetable? No, I clearly am not schooled on vegetables. Okay, I'm being quiet. It's weird, I'm over here in the corner. This guy's great. I think he's I'm going to say he's in Spain, but I might be wrong. In like a commune. He and I are kind of wearing the same clothes. This is like a dance break at the top of the show. I've had him on the show before doing chanting and singing in a kind of chanting way. Commune guys are the best. Cult guys, commune guys, they're groovy, right? They're groovy. Cult guys? Did I say cult guys? Yeah, cult guys can be cool as long as they're not molesting anybody. That doesn't want to be molested, of course. He's hot. He really is. I gotta get a hat like that. If I could get a hat like that and get my guitar fixed, because Joe Fury broke it. Boney, when are we going to get that guitar fixed? He is hot. That's my wife, by the way, saying this guy's hot. He's so hot. Yeah, please, knit me a hat. I got to get me one of them hats because I got to compete with this dude. He's clearly got me, I don't know, schooled in hotness. All right, speaking of this, I need to wear more hats. I mean, at least I kind of am dressed like him. He looks a little more disheveled. Maybe that's cool. Maybe women like that. Maybe women like the disheveled look. I mean, as you get older, I don't know. You know, when you get married, your wife doesn't like the disheveled look that much. Or maybe it's me. Maybe I don't like the disheveled look. Is there still a hole in your car? Yeah, there's a hole in the back of my guitar. There's a hole in Daddy's arm where the rain comes in. No, I don't know. It's like some song. Couldn't think of it. It would have been good. Am I barefoot? I'm gonna do it. I'm getting barefoot. Forget it. He's barefoot. All right. Now I'm barefoot. I don't think I can. Clearly, I'm not doing enough yoga because I can't get my foot up there to show you. He looks a bit dirty. I think he's clean. I think it's all a costume. He's so hot. Janelle is barefoot. Who's barefoot out there? That's what I'd like to know. If we could get a survey of who's barefoot. Yeah, now I'm hot. I gotta get my foot on this. Let's see if I can do this without hurting myself. There it is. Oh! There. How am I doing now? Look at that. That's kind of like a yoga thing. Totally gonna fall. All right, we gotta get on with this thing. Okay, who's barefoot? Let's see. Kamala is too hot in California for cool scrunch hats. No. You can wear cool scrunch hats in any weather, especially in California because your blood gets thinner. Jay Patterson's. Today's a no-shoe day. With those skinny jeans. I could never wear the skinny jeans, as you know, Denise. This is a great tune. Tree pose. Do you check out my tree pose? It's pretty good. I got a hole in my arm too. Does that count? I think so. Vernus is barefoot there, and Vernus from Venice. Ooh, baby. All right, this has been Sam Garrett. I hope he doesn't hate us. Or hate me for talking through his entire song, but we definitely accentuated his coolness. Thanks for hanging out with me, Sam. You didn't get for elbow. I did. I totally do. All right, I'm moving on. Trash Panda Comedy Club. I don't know what's going on in here. Let's have some applause. Let's have some applause. We're going to get to the Jay Patterson short doc soon. Let's see, call it air bathing. He doesn't have a hole at elbow. Oh, the other guy doesn't. Yeah, see, so it's kind of cool to have that. Remember when it was cool to have ripped jeans and have your knees sticking out? And then it got cool again, and then it became uncool, and it became disheveled. Thank you, Sam. You are a lovely soul and beautiful. Do not hurt us. Do not. I mean, he's obviously a really nice dude. I'm not worried about it. I love that song. Go to his YouTube channel, Sam Garrett. Look for Hummingbird, and check out Sam's song later when you're not talking. Exactly. Well, now I'm talking. Now we're in the Trash Panda Comedy Club, and that is my job. We're going to spend a short time in here because we got to get to Jay Patterson. And I'm barefoot. My feet are cold. No, my feet, this feels good. I don't know about y'all, but if I was Denise Faye right now, I'd go right down to the beach and put my feet in the sand. But I am not. I am Joel Marshall. Don't you forget it. You know what I find annoying? This is what you do in comedy sometimes. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. You know what I find annoying? When people punch paparazzi. I mean, if you don't want the paparazzi following you around, don't tell your publicist where you're going to eat. Where you're going to eat dinner? I don't know. My neighbor is this huge, famous artist. I don't know if you know this. I don't really want to. I'm going to check out. Yeah, right. Don't be hating on South Bay folk. No, I'm just jealous. Because I can't go dip my feet in the sand whenever I feel like it. So, so my neighbor, hugely famous artist, right? The kind of guy, he's called Eyeballer. He's so famous that he just, does anything, and it just sells for millions of dollars. It's just because it says Eyeballer on it. Maybe he signs it Eyeballer, maybe he draws a little eyeball. I never knew you had blue eyes. Lighting must be good today. Jealous of your hair. It's not real. I mean, come on. It's a weave. No, it's not a weave. I'm lucky that way. I have hair. It's so good. Maybe it's because my lack of testosterone. I don't know. What makes you have hair well into your 90s? Let's see what Kamala said. They all have someone call and let the paparazzi know where they're going. That's what that joke is based on. It's like these people that hate the paparazzi, I mean, it's easy to not have paparazzi. You just don't tell anybody where you're going. You wear a disguise. Just ask Michael Jackson. He would go anywhere. One time I saw him driving down the street. How did I know it was Michael Jackson? Because I was right next to his house, stalking him. And he was behind me because I was trying, I don't know, I was trying to drive in there or something. I don't know. When you get to Hollywood, you kind of want to look around and see where all the famous people are. So I went to where Michael Jackson's house was. He had a house here too, besides Splendorland or wherever he lived. Anyway, behind me, there was a guy like in an SUV, and it was clearly Michael Jackson. He had like some kind of facial disguise on, but no one would wear that if they weren't Michael Jackson. So I don't know what my point is. My point is, if you don't want paparazzi, it's easy not to be famous. Just ask anybody. Everybody's doing it. But my friend, Eyeballer, not my friend. He's not my friend. He's my neighbor, Eyeballer. He is so hugely famous, and I guess he's got, so much money, and he's always renovating his house. He's never satisfied with it. And I think that might be the way I would be if I had endless amounts of money, because I can't even, keep the same background. I get bored. I get bored with my desktop wallpaper. I'm always changing it. So if you're super wealthy and you have people working for you, that's what you do. So every once in a while he comes over and he's like, I decided I don't want a swimming pool. I want to have an art studio, another art studio. And then the next day he comes, he's like, I don't want an art studio. I want a giant lookout tower. And so they start, they tear that apart. They start building the giant lookout tower. And I think it was in one of these things where they were working on like something on the house, and they dropped a brick right on the hood of my car. And I guess, I don't know what it is, but they never really took responsibility. Maybe the person who was working on the house didn't want to tell anybody. He's like, oh no. Our friend Rupert produced a video for Michael Jackson that was shot in Prague, and he would not take his mask off. He didn't have a nose. Oh my God. I don't know if is that real? Michael Jackson didn't have a nose? Hi, Loretta. A little applause for Loretta Greenberg showing up. Anyway, Eyeballer, I told him, I texted him, said, hey, somebody dropped a brick on my car, and, also we had to cut the hedges and all this stuff, and maybe, you owe me some money. And, he said, yeah, but that was like a year ago. And then, so I ran into him, and the guy is so damn cool. Like at night, I'm in my yard, and he comes over, and it's like a cross between, like if Jason Momoa and Lenny Kravitz had a baby, which I actually think they might have a baby. Kind of in a weird way. I think they have sort of kids together, right? So it's like those kids. Maybe this guy, maybe Eyeballer is one of those kids. Artist Neighbors needs to be on lunch. We got to get him on. Yeah, for sure. That would be cool, wouldn't it? Like an interview Friday with Eyeballer. Are you doing comedy or just chatting? This is comedy. This is how comedy is born. Comedy stylings of Guignol. Guignol, give me a suggestion. We'll do some comedy on that. So, Eyeballer comes over, super cool. And I can't even look at him because I'm so uncool. I got all giggly, and I'm, kind of kicking at the ground, kind of like if Sam Garrett came over and sang the Hummingbird song, I'd, get all goofy because it's just so, hot. And I just, feel sort of inadequate. And even though I have the hair. So I said, don't worry about it. But I worked it out because it turns out I can auction off my car because he, put a big dent in it. And if he does anything to anything, puts some paint on the canvas or makes a sculpture, you can sell it. So I'm selling my car for $2,300. Yeah. pretty impressive. I'm not going to have anything to drive. Well, maybe I can, I think if he's painting something like a house, if he's painting the house, maybe I can get like a drop cloth and throw it down and then, attach like a fishing rod to it and, reel it in and then sell it on some art channel. This is my comedy stylings. Exactly. He can sign your car. I think he signs it with just an eyeball, which is a great, great thing. Please don't sell that car. All right, we're out of the Trash Panda comedy room. Although I did want to say Guignol. I think Guignol should have a hang drum. I think all of us we should start doing, I don't know, drum circles, something like that, because that seems really cool. Your car is a good joke. Oh. Is it still hairy? Oh yeah. So Guignol and I went over, he was here visiting, and we went over to Zanku Chicken, and my car was so dirty because it had been just sitting in the driveway for a year and a half, that this little kid came by and touched the car. The dad was like, "Don't touch that filthy car." And I was like in there, in the car. And the girl, looked at me like, "Oh, look at that filthy, filthy person." And I was just like, that's the way I felt with Eyeball and with Sam Garrett. Whew. This has been, rough on my self-esteem, this episode of Lunch Therapy. Have him sign your hair and sell that. It's not for sale. It's not for sale, Denis. Okay, I'm going to ask you, because the big question of the day for the show is, how can I live free? Mark Strignell is here. Hoy, Mark. So good to see you. I need some backup, Mark, from another long-haired, leaping gnome. And I'm glad you're here. Hopefully you still have the long hair. You are not less than. I'm not. Thank you. Thank you very much. I love that car. See, now the self-esteem is coming back. It's like a roller coaster, When you're an actor, it's like that, though. It's like 1 minute there are people, bringing you coffee, or there's paparazzi, people taking your picture, and the next minute you're in the Trash Panda Comedy Club, just scrapping by, just grinding it out. What have you missed? Absolutely nothing. Although there was a great guy, Sam Garrett, who played a hummingbird song. There was also a fantastic movie at the start, which is just about coffee. If you like coffee, Harlan Gleason made this wonderful movie. How do you mean live for free? I know, it's where you put the emphasis. How do I live? Well, how do I live for free? How do you mean how you live for free? Yeah. Oh, he's still rocking the long hair. There we go. I got some backup. Whew. Thank God. You are the funniest comedian in the world. It's true. It's just a different style, right? As an actor, you shift from modality to modality. All right, that's it. That's it, Denis. Oh. Modality is not allowed on this show. I'll have you know. All right, so let me ask you this. Anybody ever go on the Freedom Train?
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States.
You've seen the Freedom Train? So back in...
Obviously, I'm tremendously pleased to
76?
Recognizing the American Freedom Train,
the Freedom Train.
A major bicentennial effort.
Bicentennial? Anyone?
By the end
Anyone
of
go
March,
there?
the Freedom Train was ready. No longer just the dream of one man. It was a reality built by people for the people.
So we need a new Freedom Train, because I think that we got off the tracks a little bit. I don't know. I'm not feeling free. I'm not feeling free. Are any of you out there feeling free? Are you feeling like you're living free or dying? What happened to it? Live free or die. You know that slogan? I thought that was the Hell's Angels slogan, but apparently it's not. It is the Hell's Angels slogan. I'm not sure what it is, but live free or die is actually the slogan for, this is a quiz, what state? Anybody know in the chat room? What state live free or die is. It's weird because you'd think it was, I don't know, I think it was maybe Texas. Oh, he just nailed it. Just out of the blue. Live free or die. Yeah, it's New Hampshire. And the guy who said it originally was somebody named John Stark. And he was a Revolutionary War hero. Wasn't that a Bruce Willis movie? Yeah, so the original guy who said it, at least the American that is attributed with that statement, was a Revolutionary War hero from New Hampshire. And you know what's weird about it is he didn't actually say it. He wrote it down on a piece of paper because he was sick. He was sick that day. And he was supposed to give this big speech at some dinner. And he was like, I can't go. I'm just going to write this down. Live free or die. And just say that. And say that I said it. So somehow he got credit for that. New Hampshire. Nice, Gniel. This is a deep, yeah, this is super deep. Oh, by the way, Mark, we have our shoes off. So, yeah, we got our shoes off. We're feeling the ground beneath our feet while we try and figure out how to live free. In London, in England, do you consider yourself living free? Because in America, we came up with the Freedom Train and we drove it all around the country and we promised freedom. And I don't know. You know what I feel like? I feel like if we had some universal health care, it might be a little bit more free, because I think a lot of people are shackled to their jobs because they're so worried that if they don't have health care, they could lose everything. We should have lunch therapy giving. I know we should. It's like Thanksgiving. Jack is here. It's weird as hell right now. We're not doing as bad as some states that are going through mask mandates. And as a comedian, I haven't run into any SJW hecklers. I don't even know what SJW is, but I'm kind of slow that way. So when they're making the Freedom Train, for those of you that don't know, it was a train that had all this U.S. memorabilia trying to prove, like, there's Charlie Chaplin, you know, dancing with the forks. And they had, as you can see, they had The Wizard of Oz, Dorothy's dress. Anybody go on this thing? Howard, did you go on this thing? Social justice warriors. Oh, that's probably me. I'm probably a social justice warrior. I'm warring right now. Warring with it. We do have healthcare. Do you feel more free, Mark, because you have healthcare? I don't know. Seems like I would. I'd feel like a little bit more, I don't know, like not as scared. I think one of the ways to keep people down is to keep them kind of scared. And not allowing people to have healthcare is a good way to, you know, keep people frightened. And also having healthcare that's just so ridiculously expensive that if you did want to just pay for it yourself, you'd be like broke really fast. So much more expensive than anything else, right? Trust me, you're not. They're radical. Thanks, Jack. Appreciate that. Okay, so look at this. So, okay, there's all this cool stuff. There's Roy Rogers and his rope. It's kind of cool to try and guess what the things are as you see them. They had Abraham Lincoln's stovepipe hat. And this train went all over the country, and it was to make us feel free. Because a lot of times, you know, they don't want us to be free, or they don't want us to be equal, like women. Women are not equal in this country. They want you to feel equal. And if they can get you to, I don't know who they are. I don't know. They or us, we, them, whoever is in power. They just want you to feel free. Healthcare being linked to your job isn't right. I think that's true. It's like totally not, you know, because then your boss or anybody, they have that leverage the entire time. Because what are you going to do? Go on Cobra? Cobra is like super expensive. Jay says, I'm uninsurable. I went 3 years with no insurance. He's afraid to get cancer or heart attack or psoriasis, etc. What if John Stark, when he got sick and couldn't go to the event to say live free or die, what if he didn't have health care? Maybe he died. I don't know. I don't feel particularly free in the UK. I think it's the same the world over. The man is the one who's keeping us down. I know. I think we should be the man. Would that make us SJWs? Is that what it was? SJWs? Social justice warriors? I think the man should be a social justice warrior. That's what I think. These people are like 90 years old now. Back then they had the promise. So that's another thing that's kind of sucks is like, you know, kids today, when we were a kid, they said, hey, you got your whole life ahead of you. I'm so jealous. And now, you know, we look at kids and say, you got your whole life ahead of you. And we're a little worried. Things are worrisome. Back when I went on the Freedom Train, they were building the Kingdom in Seattle. This is what happened to the Kingdom. This is in 2000, I believe. So I saw the whole thing. I saw this thing be built, and then I saw it destroyed. Feels a little bit like the Seahawks right now, which used to play in the Kingdom. This is actually from the Seahawks website. I don't know. Let's move on. Let's get to Jay's horrible job story, because this was supposed to be like a healing day, and it's pretty dark. Pretty dark. Let's see what the comments are. Whole idea of money is ridiculous. It needs to be deprioritized. Yes, I think that's true. It's a really good statement. Money needs to be deprioritized. I mean, it's great to have it. I'm afraid of getting all that whether I have insurance or not. Getting all that. Yeah. It's kind of fun to watch the Kingdom implode behind me. Money does not make people happy, and fighting for money to survive each day turns into the Squid Game. I think the Squid Game is like a metaphor. Like we're all in the Squid Game, perhaps. I can't stop talking about the Squid Game. By the way, we had Frontman on here a couple times. And the answer to the question of who is Frontman, because a lot of you don't know. A lot of you know the person. It turns out it's our very own Todd Lee was Frontman on the show. So there, I told you. Let's see what Mark said. I think it's absolutely crazy that you have to pay when you leave a hospital. In the UK, we couldn't even imagine that. Who's free now, right? Who's free now? Jon Stark. Sounds like somebody from Game of Thrones, Jon Stark, but it's actually not. There's Ned Stark and there's Jon Snow. Jon Snow is a bastard, so he couldn't be a Stark. Anyway, that's a little bit of Game of Thrones for you. Okay, it's time for the horrible job. Here we go. Horrible job, and it's going to go right into the Jay Patterson short doc. And by the way, if you have a horrible job, let me know. If you had a horrible job because of health insurance, let me know. Here we go. Horrible job.
Hey Joel, it's your roving reporter, just Jay. It is 3:30 a.m. and I have been up since 6:30 this morning waiting for a 4:20 a.m. train, which is now an hour and 10 minutes late, which means it's going to be 5:40 before I get on the train a.m. So this is what you do when you travel by Amtrak, because you have to keep track of the time, because sometimes it'll catch up really fast, and then the next thing you know, you're missing the train. I cannot miss this train. This is too big of a trip. And but I also wanted to give you my gross or shittiest job I ever had. I was in my 20s, living in Georgia, working at an animal hospital, and I was cleaning out cages. Now, back in the day, I don't know if this happens still, but you know, people would, you have to worm the baby kittens and the puppies and all of that. So you would go in and there would literally be all these little worms in the cage. And I would have to clean them out and pet the kitty and all that. So the baby kittens and puppies weren't too bad. It was the big dogs when I would literally have to be on my hands and knees and crawl into the cages and get the wormy poopy pee, all of that, and scrub it all down. And it was a good job. You wanted everything to be clean, but let me tell you, I was a big druggie at that time and
Who knew?
Who knew? And New Year's Eve, 1975, I did cocaine, mescaline, beer, and then I had to go in at 7 a.m. on New Year's Day and deal with shit, worms, pus. How come I didn't quit using drugs? Why wasn't that
Good
my
question.
moment? Why wasn't that my bottom? It just wasn't. So anyway, that was my shittiest job. Although it was I did like the animals, but it was gross. So listen, I'll take a picture of my roomette and all of that on the train. I'm really excited, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.
It's funny, yeah. It's funny that it's a 420. We do want to hear about the bottom, probably, Jay. We're going to have to hear that. I don't know if this is like, maybe we'll have an AA meeting show. Jack, I got to say, Jack, I know now what Jack's talking about, the social justice warriors. I think he's talking about the whole cancel culture, right? Jay Patterson has just been my hero. One more. Yeah, we want more Jay Patterson drug stories for sure. Tell me about that, please. The mescaline. Yeah, I don't know. That sounds really interesting. So so Jay took a big step from where she lives. She's from Kansas City. Am I right? Kansas? Anyway, got on a train, went to New York City to do stand-up comedy, and she documented it for us. So let's see it. Here we go. Mini doc. This is kind of the ASMR portion. It's her waiting for the 420 train. Topeka, Kansas. Doesn't know how to spell it, but there we go. This is sort of the ASMR portion of the train story. Wow, I thought I was gonna get hit, and then later on.
Oh, wow.
Check this out.
Going over a bridge. There's the Mississippi.
This is nice. I like trains. I'm a huge train fan.
If we're in Fort Madison, I don't know
That's the
where
other
we
thing,
are,
like,
but I
where
think we
am I?
might be in Fort Madison, Iowa.
Sounds like freedom. Smells like freedom. You don't even know where you are.
But I'm saying that from my old railroad days when I used to come up here when my husband number 2 worked on the railroad. So I would take the
How
train
many
all
husbands?
the time coming up to see him.
Husband number 2.
Wow, look at that.
I bet Jay's got a lot of stories. Let's see. There's more train out the window. What happened to watching trains and roller coasters? That's what we're doing. Yeah, we never got there this time.
For
I had some
the
great
Jaybird.
things I want to show you, but this
Many
is
of you
so
over the years have had
stimulating.
my drama train trips of snowstorms, broken tracks, hitting a car at a crossing, people dying on the train, people getting resuscitated on the train,
Barefoot people.
being hours and hours late, running for a train, and literally it was moving and me jumping on into the car because I was like 2 seconds late. But I adore riding the train.
She was like a hobo.
This train trip is what I'm really enjoying. Is I realize it's the first time I've really been alone for a period of time and not really having the need to talk to anybody.
Nice.
My little roomette has everything I need. I go and get some coffee and I come back. But what is also special about this trip is I am going to be doing something so incredible that I still can't quite wrap my head around it. I'm going to perform stand-up comedy in New York City on the Gotham stage where so many famous, iconic comedians have been before me.
So free. She's living free.
I have a
Or
girlfriend,
dying.
and we're meeting up in New York City,
She
and
has a
we're
girlfriend.
doing this. But I'm also meeting these incredible people that I only know through Zoom classes.
Cut my
And
toenails.
now I'm going to meet them in person. Can you imagine what lunch on Saturday is going to be like with 12 female comedians? I'm telling you, who's going to outdo who? You know, it's going to be crazy.
Who was there? Michaela? Been on the show
This experience
multiple
is
times. One
I
of my
don't
favorites.
feel nervous.
I feel nervous.
One reason is, one thing about being a stand-up comedian is you have to have your set memorized,
barefoot now.
and that's all you have to do. And the rest of it is just to have fun. And that's what I'm going to do. This is my chance. I'm not thinking I'm going to get discovered and have my own TV show. I'm just going to do this because it's so exciting. And New York City is like New York City. My next step will be going to California in 2022.
Wow.
So, and Joel, as I have mentioned before, we met on Zoom in a class, and I've got these people from all around the world. You know, on a Sunday afternoon, I meet for 30 minutes with a friend of mine from Yemen, who actually lives in Cyprus now, and we work on a joke a week. I mean, it's just such cool stuff like that. So this train ride is introspective, it's peaceful. I feel quiet in my mind. I don't feel scared. I am so excited and blessed to be able to do this dream. So I'm hoping, what I hope to do is one more little video of me actually getting ready to go on stage at the Gotham as a 68-year-old woman trying it out for the first time.
Wow.
So that
This
will
is
happen
cool.
tomorrow night.
This doesn't happen on every
Friday,
show, I'll tell you.
November 19th.
Not many shows like this. Okay, here's Jay. This is the final scene after she did all that, because we didn't have the video of her. We have some video of her stand-up, but I don't have it here, and I don't want to give away all her material. But here she is after performing, I don't know, 3-4 shows?
Hey, Joel. Once again, it's your roving reporter.
So cool.
Just Jay. I tell you, New York City has been the best. Gotham Comedy Club, booyah. What did I do on Saturday? Friendsgiving with Zoom, online Zoom
Friendsgiving.
friends I met. We get to see each other in person. All comedian ladies, booyah. Sunday, Laughing Buddha, Comedy Club, open mic. Didn't even know I was going to go on until like 5 minutes before I went on. I did it. Tonight, Greenwich. Is it Greenwich or is it Greenwich? I can't spell it I
think it's sandwich.
Because it wants to
Sandwich?
say Grinch. But anyway, Greenwich Village tonight, 7:30. I think we might even get paid. Okay. My God, I have subwayed. I have gone to Port Authority. I've gone over to New Jersey and met my friend Navi who lives over there. She brings me back in town, so I do driving or passenger in New York City traffic. Then my friend Oval and Regina and I, we go to 8:30. We go to Brooklyn to support
Oval's
our
hilarious.
friend Michaela
Michaela's
in sketch show.
riot.
Fabulous. And then we got to take the L train. How often do we hear that? The L fucking train. And then we got kind of confused on what the next train was. But the three of us figured it out. Back to our hotel, 11 o'clock at night last night. We leave at 3:30 in the morning. Now, this is specifically for you, Joel. Now, nobody so far I have asked has seen the Bone Collector. Okay, Who remembers the
collector.
bone collector, people traveling, getting in the taxi and getting murdered?
Some kind of horror movie.
I'm getting in a taxi at 3:30 a.m. I'm going to make sure I have door handles.
I've seen the
I'm
Bone
going to make
Collector. Jack
sure
probably
that
has.
that the locks are not little empty holes. I'm going to make sure on
rocks.
all that before I get into this taxi to go to the airport.
Scary.
So you're my guy.
Well, I don't even know if
we end up missing. Okay.
Thank God
Okay.
you're in the chat room,
Just
because
making sure on
otherwise
that.
this would be a
But
dark
anyway,
tale.
this I don't know. My videos have been scattered, but this is the life of a comedian coming to New York for the first time and truly having the experience. Not
Oh, it's Denzel Washington. Okay. All right, so I'm going to end the show with some sea lions. That was awesome. I got a round of applause. Somehow I accidentally cut her off at the end there. But my show is running long. So what an incredible experience. How inspiring. Way to go. We're looking forward to you coming out to Los Angeles and doing your comedy. These are some sea lions just to, chill us out a little bit. Chuck Goldsmith, who's also probably going to get on the stage pretty soon because he's been doing a lot of comedy as well. There's your inspiration. Somebody paving the way out there. Maybe Jay can hook you up for some gigs. This is a sea lion. I wanted to talk a lot about some sea lions. Maybe I'm going to have to save it for next week, but what's the difference between a seal and a sea lion? I'll tell you, not a lot. I thought that a seal was like this, with the ball on the nose. But, the more I look at that, I think that might be a sea lion. Sea lions are... There's a sea lion right there. Sea lions, you can tell a sea lion from a seal because a sea lion has flaps for ears. And a seal just has coals. Sea lions are huge. They are majestic animals. They tend to be brown. And they weigh like 680 pounds. Yeah. And they live about 20 years. The difference between a sea lion also is a sea lion has really strong front 4 flippers and can walk on land with them. Whereas a seal just kind of moves in a like a worm along the ground. So this has been your sea lion portion of the show for your relaxation. I know some of the show was stressful today with the talk of healthcare and the talk of living free. Sea lions are free. Look at them, like a dog with no ears. That was something that was really interesting that I do want to bring up. As I was looking around about sea lions, because there was a whole thread on Kiora, which I don't really know what that is. But there was a whole thread on whether you should pet sea lions, which of course you shouldn't. But there was a guy in the thread that said something really interesting, because people were like, hey, they're a lot like dogs. And this guy, Joel Reed, he's a science teacher. I don't know where he lives. He said, the question was, why are seals and sea lions so friendly towards humans, given that humans have never domesticated them? And he says that sea lions and dogs are really close together on the evolutionary scale. I don't know what this is we're looking at. What am I, a scientist? No. So he says that they're very dangerous. They're very, very dangerous. This guy's kind of funny because he says, this is a joke for you. He says the general rule is never approach a sea lion, particularly if it's male or a female with a pup. If you do, then your face may find itself nowhere near the rest of your body. I don't know. You're not laughing at that, but it's pretty funny. Free lions. All right, so that's for y'all. Just a little bit of cute sea lion pups. I had a whole lot of other cool things to show you about the sea lions, and I will make sure that I do that next week. But have a happy Friendsgiving, happy Thanksgiving, have a happy Tofurkey giving. And we're going to dance out with something that I know you're going to love. It is this guy, his name is Yoni Schlesinger. Yoni Schlesinger is a virtuoso of the acoustic guitar. And he's playing some really awesome song that I know you love. Thanks, Jay. Sorry I cut the thing off in the middle. I don't know what. Something's wrong with me. Gobble, gobble. Happy Thanksgiving, John Peckinpah. All right, let's rock it out. Dance break time. Dance them. Stand on it. Can they do it with 3 acoustic guitars? I don't know. Can they sing that high? I don't know. Will I stop talking? I don't know.
Well, you can tell by the way I use my walk. I'm a woman's man, no time to talk. Music loud, women want to be kicked around. Since I was born, you know it's alright, it's okay, and you may look the other way. But we can try to understand a million times affect our man. Whether you're a brother, whether you're a mother, staying alive, staying alive. Feel the city breaking and everybody's shaking and staying alive, staying alive.
Got y'all some foot fetish action? There will be a show on Friday. Hope to see you there. Got a great guest for Interview Friday. We're going nowhere. We're staying alive. All right, see y'all. Happy Friendsgiving.